Hey, YouTubers and friends, how are all of you doing tonight? Thanks for joining ToledoJes and I for Tuesday Night Hangout Live. Tonight we have the Yooperlites man joining us from the UP, Erik Rintamaki. Oh, geez, Louise, I know, terrible. Well, you guys don't know, but Jesse's yapping in my ear right now, and they do this all the time. And sometimes it throws me off, sometimes it don't. Today was a mixture of both. But nonetheless, let's have a great show. We're gonna be right back right after this. Hey, YouTubers and friends, thanks for joining us for another episode of Tuesday Night Hangout Live with ToledoJes and I.
Looks like him. I see him saying hi. I see him saying hi. No, there's
I don't
for us. There's no lag because we're the Zoom. We're direct.
Yep.
The lag comes between the YouTube and sending it out and then receiving it. Like I can have two phones here and they'll both receive it at different times. Don't know why or how. Don't even care.
Maybe they're pinging on different towers or something.
Oh, okay. The one that's in the front of the house and the one that's in the back of the house, right?
Yeah.
What's up, man?
Oh, not much. Work, more work, and a little stress, and some other stuff that's going on in my life that
Oh yeah.
don't really need to talk about.
Sounds like life.
That it is, Jesse. That
Yeah,
it
I
is.
have, and at this point, I have no idea when I'm gonna get my truck back.
Well, I'm still waiting for my work truck to get fixed. I think it's spring enough for my stepson-in-law to, um, yeah, I guess it'd be stepson-in-law, to get the parts he needs to get my truck back to somewhat normal so I can
Oh, I
stop
don't know.
driving my Dodge.
You start trying to getting parts in is really hard, and that's crazy because most like for my truck, most of the parts are here, in the country, but still they're having trouble shipping.
Yeah, but remember when I went to California for my mom's funeral?
Yeah.
He's had all that time.
Oh, well. Well, I don't know what to tell you about that then.
Well, even a little before that, actually. We have a lot of great people in the house.
Yeah, let's say hi to our fabulous chat room.
Ohio Relic Hunter, good to see you, Bill.
What's up?
I thought I
David B,
could have swore I saw that Dennis Dayton guy in here.
yeah, that Dennis Dayton, IGH Outdoors and Sports. What's up,
That's
Dennis?
his other channel.
Yeah, he does trading cards, sports cards.
Yeah, sports
Opens up
memorabilia, all kinds of stuff.
sells. I think he auctions too. I'm not sure, but I know he sells and does card stuff.
Yeah.
Card stuff.
Good to see you, Dennis. Say hi to Paula.
He bitched at me for the condition of my trading cards.
David Alphonsati. See, it's not just you, Eric. It's the blonde in me, I swear.
Yeah.
Mr. Lodak, the world's greatest super mod. Jeff, GoPro Unlimited.
Hi, Paula. Paula said hi, Ed.
Hi. Hi twice.
No, Paula. Did you say hi to Paula?
Oh yeah, a while back.
Oh, okay. All right.
Keep
Dirt
digging,
clad
metal
metal.
detecting.
Dirt clad metal detecting. What's up?
Campsite, how
Campsite
you
for
doing?
stop that.
Bacchus. Yeah, how about this one? Ronald! How you
No,
doing, Ert?
that's terrible because I was gonna say the same thing. I said I'm not gonna say nothing, but that's who I was gonna say. David Villa, what's up? Earth Radio, and of course the world's greatest moderator on the Inner Zones, Mr. Lodek.
That's why he's the super mod now, Jesse. Super mod.
Super mod.
Dustin from Dutch Boy Adventures, good to see you. All of you fine people. JP Luns and more. Hope you had a great time in California, even with all the weather and high water and all that stuff. Our friend from down under, Brad Welsh.
Brad, what's up?
Me
Moto Mining.
Miner. Good to see our Canadian friends in the house too.
And there's Tim Cottonwood Trails Gold Camp.
Yeah, which is a very good place. Good gold, fossils, probably Yooperlites there too.
Oh, I'm sure.
If you're
Okay.
lucky,
Where's that?
a diamond. Southern Indiana.
Yeah, there's a chance. Yep. Anywhere that the glaciers brought stones from down up in this area.
Rick Stash, how are you doing, man?
Hey, Rick, what's up? Rick Sash. Hey, he says. Terry Curry, good evening. All right.
Yeti Mountain Trading. You'll be feeling better
Yeti.
once it's healed, Yeti, I swear. BC Treasure Trails. Jason, good to see you. And Ron F, if you're still in the house. Hello, hello, hello.
Hey, Ron F, I haven't seen him in a while.
Rocky Mountain Life
here.
Prospecting. Well, it's been a while. He's like,
there's
Jesse Dano, I'm going to try and make it back. Oh.
And of course, we got to say hi to all our lurkers. You know who you are, lurking back there.
That's right. We know of a few. We know of a few.
You know a few regulars and some that come by occasionally. They sit and watch. They don't get into the chat room though.
My friend from Skagit Valley, Washington, my old stomping grounds, Rick Stash says, I love the Yooperlites. We got a couple at the Gold Show.
Awesome.
That was the Washington State Prospectors and Mining Association in Evergreen at the Evergreen Fairground last month, I believe it was.
Oh, okay.
So you well, let's hey, there's Deej.
Deej and Moto Mining.
Yep. Dutch Boy Adventures.
Don G.
Don G.
Got some metal
Did you say Terry Curry yet? Because if
did.
you already did, at least we're not saying it at the same time. Hey, Terry.
And you already said hi to Yeti. I didn't. Hi, Yeti. Top notch. Oh.
I hear you, Yeti. Our friend Amy, our late friend Amy was a Yooper, and our friend Chris was saying, I can't say Yooperlites without thinking of Amy.
Aww.
I hear you. Mike, good evening. Great finds.
Great finds. And I think we got everybody. We got everybody. Let's get our guests.
Yeah, definitely. I don't think we have any new news or old news to bring up that we can't bring up on Open Line Tuesday. So.
No, that's yeah, other than like we were just talking earlier, how there's no GPA gold shows this year anywhere in the country. So a lot of the GPA clubs are getting together and doing their own wherever they can. I think Indiana just did one last month, right? And we got, I guess I don't know what they're doing for our gold rush days, but hopefully we can get it big enough to get some of these.
Maybe they'll show up again like they did when Dennis was president.
Never know.
Never know.
Never know. All you can do is just, do what we do, right?
That's right.
I said hi to you, Jessica.
Oh, see, your dad said hi, Jesse.
Well, we're going to find that out, Rick. We're going to ask them all them questions.
I'm ready.
And
before
we
they're
do
already talking about treasure porn.
Yeah.
Our treasure pornaholics, I swear.
Oh, yeah.
3-3, what's up?
Chris, good to see you.
So obviously they know who our guest is, and they're chomping at the bit to find out about our guest. Let's start with a little information, a little background about you yourself, and your getting into treasure hunting, and maybe kind of what got you into Yooperlite. So they're really cool, because we have a few ourselves since we met you. I think everybody that meets you winds up going home with a kit, right?
Oh yeah, or at least a stone.
I know I did.
Or at least a stone.
So what got me started? Where does my story start? Well, my story starts long before I was even born. My story starts with my grandfather, who owned a rock shop in Newbury, Michigan called Max Jewelry. And he would go out to the shores of Lake Superior looking for Lake Superior agates. And I'm going to show you some Lake Superior agates right now.
Ooh, okay, cool.
So these are agates right here, these banded gemstones from the shores of Lake Superior, and these are Yooperlites on the bottom. Okay, but my grandfather would go out and find agates on Lake Superior. He would bring them back to his shop, and he would make jewelry out of them. Well, he died when my father was 10, but my father got into rock collecting before he died, and my dad passed that down to me. So every weekend, it was a big deal for us to go out and go rock hunting. So when you have a 9-year-old boy that just wants to go ride his bike, go fishing, and play video games, how do you get him into rocks? This is what my dad would do. We'd get out to Pine Stump Junction, and that's where the dirt started. Okay, the pavement ended right in front of the pine stump, and then it turned to dirt. My dad would throw me the keys to the 1970 International Scout 3-on-the-tree stick shift, and he'd be like, "All right, it's your turn to drive." At 9 years old,
sure.
And you had to get out and put it in 4-wheel drive. You had to get out of the vehicle and turn the lugs on the front.
turn the lugs on the wheels.
Yeah,
right?
there was none of this fancy 4-wheel drive stuff like they got now, But I never got it stuck, and that's how I learned all the back roads and all the beaches. And man, it made me want to go agate picking every day, So my dad got me into it really early, and part of my childhood, I lived out in Wyoming, and we used to find dinosaur bones and dinosaur footprints. And, we'd go down to the sporting goods store and we'd buy a gold pan. We'd go down and try to pan for gold. We didn't know what we were doing, of course, And so I've always
nobody does when they start.
Yeah, I've always had a fascination with gold and treasure hunting and dinosaur hunting and fossil hunting and anything to do with agates or collecting. And I feel it's all some type of treasure. Whether it's
absolutely
Yooperlites or stones or I'm huge into metal detecting now. In the last 4 or 5 years, I've gotten huge into metal detecting. Like I was telling you before, I'm waiting for my Manticore. It's supposed to be here any day now. I'm next on the list. So as soon as Mind Lab decides to ship a few extra and not to Cabela's, my guy, maybe I'll get one. But yeah, and I try to go on adventures as much as I can. I go all over the United States. I go up into Canada. I try to film all my adventures as much as I can, put them on Facebook, put them on YouTube, put them everywhere I can, and let everybody go on the adventures with me. That, because like, especially since COVID, a lot of people just can't get out or can't go anywhere anymore. They can't afford to. So they live vicariously through me. And I think it's awesome.
Well, yeah, and well, with the COVID thing going on, everybody staying home for the most part. There was some adventurous people that said, "I'm going out in the wilderness,"
Yeah,
and that's what they did, right?
But I know a lot of people, a lot of my followers still, they still don't get out. And
well, you got those.
So I love bringing everybody with me, and not everybody can afford to go to all the places I go to. So, and one big thing is now, since I've got a little bit of street cred, a little celebrity going behind me, I get my foot in the door in places that the normal Joe Schmo person just doesn't get. Like I've never got before, and I get to go into mines and get, I just pick up a phone and, hey, you mind if I come film a video at your mine? Oh yeah, that'd be awesome. Come on down. Where before I never would have got access like that before. So I've gotten into some really, really cool places.
Yeah, you mentioned that. You mentioned that you've been on some TV shows.
Oh yes, a whole bunch. So I've been on the History Channel, the Discovery Channel, the Travel Channel, and those were all for, some was to do with Yooperlites and some was to do with a video that I shot when I was out on a Yooperlite pick. I had 3 people with me, and I happened to catch some UFOs.
All right, guys, hold on to your seats.
Great Lakes freighter.
Hold on to your seats. He's going to tell you a good one here.
And my sighting ended up being picked up first by the New York Post, and then by a YouTuber called Secure Team 10. And then I got a phone call from the Travel Channel, and they asked me if I would be willing to do an on-camera interview and let them use my video for a show called Paranormal Caught on Camera. And it ended up being on Paranormal Caught on Camera on February 5th of 2019 or 2020. And a couple weeks after that, I get a phone call from Expedition X on the Discovery Channel, and I ended up being featured on that show. And then I ended up getting a call from the History Channel, and I was on a show called The Proof Is Out There. And then I ended up being on the next version of the show called the Skinwalker Ranch version. And then I was on the next iteration of the show called the Bermuda Triangle edition of The Proof Is Out There. And then I ended up being on the top 100 show of The Proof Is Out There. And my video was voted the number 16 best amateur taken UFO video of all time. Cool. By Paranormal Caught on Camera. So it's pretty cool. I made the finale of the show. I never thought I was going to make the finale. I didn't think my video was good enough. And I tell you, if I didn't see it for myself with my own naked eyes, I never would have believed it. I'd be like, okay, what were you smoking out on the beach if you told me the story that I'm going to tell you? So I had 3 people with me. I was doing a Yooperlite picking tour. So I take people out in the summertime looking for them. We take these flashlights out. We go looking for these awesome orange fluorescent stones right there. Okay, the orange ones. And
are those the common ones?
Yeah, those are kind of common. These ones here. This one here is pretty banging. That's a pretty nice one. That's probably about a $200 stone right there. Wow. And then this that's a monster. That's about 8 pounds right there. That big guy. But so June 11th, 2019, I take 3 people out. It doesn't get dark till really late. So about 11:30, we get started. 1 o'clock in the morning, starting to rain. And one of the ladies that's with me, she starts tugging on my jacket. She's like, Eric, what are those lights back there? And I'm like, it's just a ship going through the shipping channel. And she's like, Eric, turn around. That's not a ship. So I turn around, and there's 3 lights in the sky. One here, one here, one here. And they go, trade position, trade position back. And needless to say, I pulled out my cell phone and I took a 12-minute video. We watched these lights for over 2 hours, almost 3 hours. And my people that were with me got so scared that I ended up taking them back to town, dropping them off, and went back out by myself and watched them for another 45 minutes by myself. And then it finally got to be daylight and the lights disappeared. And I've had it investigated by MUFON. All 3 of those stations investigated it, and no one could tell me what I saw. I just want to know what I saw. I know it wasn't St. Elmo's fire. It wasn't drones. It was not flares. None of those things can last for that long and move as fast.
I was gonna say, how long were they out there?
About 2 hours and 45 minutes.
Foo Fighters.
And they would go from 2 miles away to about 100 yards down the beach, 100 feet off the beach, in that fast, no sound. Any man-made thing would make a sonic boom. And these made no sonic booms, moving super, super, super fast. Yeah.
Well, a sonic boom is created by the air movement around the object that's moving. That's what creates a sonic boom.
Yeah.
So if it's moving that fast and it's not pushing any air,
then
it's not a solid.
And everything I've been on, they've tried to corner me and ask me, what do you think it was? What do you think it was? And I'm like, I don't know what I saw. That's why I got you guys. I want you guys telling me. You tell me what I saw. I have no clue. So I won't say it's aliens. I won't say it's this. I won't say it's that. But I'll tell you what it wasn't. It wasn't flares. It wasn't Chinese lanterns. It wasn't anything like that.
Could you tell how big they were? I mean,
if I had to guess, probably like I don't know, a large beach ball. Super bright orange, no other colors. But I ended up being on TV for 3 different shows with that. And then this past year, I was on a documentary called Great Lakes Untamed. It's a 6-part, 6-hour-long documentary, and it was on the Smithsonian Channel. And they did a whole section about me and the Cold War complex up in Canada and how everything was brought down by glacial activity. And next Wednesday, I'm going to be speaking at the Toledo Rock and Gem Show, or Gem Club. And that's at 6:30 in Toledo next week at their Rock and Gem Club. And I'm going to be showing the first 10 minutes of that and showing what the Smithsonian Channel did with all that. And then I have another documentary called Light Up the North, the Story of Yooperlites. And that is on PBS, but you can also watch it on YouTube for free. And then in April, I am filming a documentary with a German company. And we don't know yet if it's going to be in German with English subtitles. That's what I'm hoping for. Or if it's going to be in English with German subtitles. I'm hoping that it's in German, so then I get to see myself speaking German with somebody else's voice. Because when I was on TV over in Japan, they put a Japanese voice over me, and it was so awesome because I got to be in a Godzilla movie. It was it was great.
You were an extra in a movie?
Nope. So I ended up being on a show over in Japan called Let's Go to the Mystery Spot. And then the following year, I ended up getting flown over to Japan. I was in a magazine called Moo Magazine, which means Mystery Magazine. It's a very popular magazine over in Japan. And I ended up getting flown over to the Tokyo Rock and Gem Show in 2019 to sign autographs and get my picture taken with people. And it was the most awesome, excellent trip in the world ever. They have the best food in the world over there. It was so awesome. I did go to Mount Fuji. I did bring back a very small piece of Mount Fuji. I went to the Suicide Forest. I brought back a very small rock from there. And so anywhere I go, I got to collect a rock. I got to bring back a rock from somewhere. I don't care if it's just a piece of gravel over the driveway, So I have rocks from all over the world.
Sounds like me.
Yeah.
Gotta have my little memento, I'm not bringing back a whole backpack full of stuff.
So yeah, I will. We're definitely.
Somebody put we have Moon Magazine too. It's utterly ridiculous.
Yeah. I will see you next Wednesday. We'll
Okay.
go there.
Yeah, it's gonna be a blast, man. I haven't given a talk here in a minute, but yeah, I the ones I did in Michigan, oh my God, they got to turn people away. There's so many people come to them.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That'd
it's been really crazy.
So you said you did you also gold prospected. You are now getting into metal detecting.
Oh yeah, huge.
Uh,
I have a white Spectra V3i. I have Nocta Macro Simplex. I have two MindLab Equinox 800s, and then I have the Manticore on the way. And I can't wait for that thing. It's got the 2D map that shows you what shape your object is underground and everything. Oh
yeah, we were talking about that. I was going, yeah, wouldn't it be cool to have one that was like a fish finder? You could actually see the object. Yeah, I got one coming. All right.
Yeah, you got to get one, man. Now I don't know how good they are for like finding small pieces of gold or whatnot, but I like going to like old baseball diamonds and fairgrounds and places where people gathered,
Right.
And I don't care if I dig up 500 pop tops.
I'm
going to dig up 500 pennies too, and at the end of the year, I'm going to have $500-600. And to me, it's not about the money; it's about the time out there with my wife or whoever I'm with, having a good time.
Like for us, gold prospecting, especially here in Ohio, because we're looking for glacial gold.
Yeah,
we use our metal detectors to help us find the man-made heavies, irons, and the magnetites. Find those spots, and that's where we look for gold too, because it's a heavy. So that's how we use our metal detector in gold here. But out west, you go looking for nuggets. So
yeah. Well, I tell you, I watch every single gold show ever imaginable. I watch them all. I'm a gold show junkie. So when I got approached to do the whole, because I did the GPAA show there in Columbus, Ohio, year before last, and so when they asked me to do that, I'm like, I'm a rock guy. I don't have anything to do with rocks. They're like, no, we want something different. We want somebody that isn't all about gold. And I'm like, perfect. I'm your guy. So I jumped on here.
Even though I'm more about gold than even metal detecting and all the other treasure hunting. I still like to do those things, and I still look at rocks. I still pick up rocks and take rocks home with me because I'm like the majority of us. We're all kind of treasure hunters, and we like pretty rocks too. And you never know what you might pick up, a nice, pretty rock that could be your ticket.
Rocks was kind of like my gateway to prospecting.
Yeah. Same here as a kid. I always picked up rocks, and what boy at the age of 6 to 8 doesn't carry around a pocket full of rocks?
Oh yeah. And like I was telling you guys before the show, I won a 6-foot Keen gold sluice at the Columbus show. I got in on the raffle. I bought a bunch of tickets, and I won like some of the major prizes. And I don't have the first clue how to even put it together. So I joined this new Facebook group. I think it's called Great Lakes Gold Prospecting, and I got people jumping to come help me, get this all put together and make a little system so I can bring her right down on the beach. I'm really looking forward to trying that this summer, because a couple of times I did videos a couple times this past summer of, I know a beach where it goes for 2 or 3 miles, a layer of black sand that thick to that thick, as far as you can see, coming out of the bottom edge of the cliff, and there's just black sand everywhere. And I did like 6 or 8 different pans, and I found one of the tiniest little specks of gold ever. And that's the only gold I've ever found.
Hey, well, you found one. There's more there.
Yep.
You know, you catch one fish, there's more there.
Yep.
Right.
I just need to learn proper techniques. And like I shot videos, and I was told, yep, I'm not doing it right. So, I love constructive criticism and people educating me and helping me, because that's what I do all the time.
One little thing I'll tell you, you being up in the UP and all, I'm pretty sure there's a gold club there up in that area.
I'm sure there is.
I would join that at least for a year. That way you can get some good lessons, get some good teachings and some good learning.
Yeah, well, I want to take all my followers along with me, because I know I'm a novice. I don't know the first thing about gold mining. I don't know it, but I want to learn everything the right way and all the proper rules and laws. And I don't want to stick my gold sluice down in a stream that's for trout that I'm not allowed to do it on.
Sure, we all feel the same way. I mean, that's one of the things we push. Do your research. Your state has its own laws and regulations. You have to learn your state stuff. We can't tell you. I mean, because every state's different, right?
Yeah.
So that's why I say go ahead and join up a local club. That'll give you.
I've never heard of one up here.
Flower Gold Wizard, our friend Jason from Wisconsin. I could show you how to Yooperlite hunt and gold mine with
BBR in your hand.
Right.
Yeah.
I've watched quite a few of his videos, actually.
Yeah, he's up there. He's a good person to learn from. And he's probably, the reason I say a club is because if you're in an area that you don't know where to look, the club is going to help you learn that.
Oh yeah. I definitely think I know where to look. I know a lot of the areas that only some locals would know.
Right. But you don't know how to look.
Everybody goes to Muskellonge.
but you don't know how to look.
Yeah, exactly.
Right. So that's the advantage of joining a club, even if it's just for a year, just to learn. It's a quick way. It's better than like what the 49ers and everybody else had to do is learn on their own, hit and miss, and take years and years to do. Join a club for a little while.
Yep.
Or wind up like me and join a club for life.
Flower Gold Wizard says Wisconsin Michigan Prospectors Association.
So that's different than the GPAA then?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's going to be a local club.
Okay.
So it's going to be local for your area, which gives you the insight you need in your area.
Could be
right?
A chapter.
Got to remember, there's no one in my area.
Is it a chapter, Jason, of the GPAA, or is it a local club? Or
oh, hey, hi, Jason, Flower Gold Wizard. He just popped in.
Okay, so somebody's asking in the comments here, what's my favorite light for Yooperlites? Definitely not a UV beast. Those lights suck. Let me tell you, stay away from Amazon. They're not a small business. They're a big, giant corporation, and I don't want to send Jeff Bezos to space. But on the other thing, go to Yooperlites.com or a small business that sells these. Okay, so this is the Convoy C8. Right now, this is the tried and true. This is the light that you need. This is the one you want. This goes further and brighter than any other light on the market. In the next couple of weeks, I have a new light coming out called the Aurora. It's going to be the first actively cooled UV flashlight in the world for consumers. And it is like a giant floodlight on the beach. It's like having 8 of these all at the same time. Runs for 4 hours on a single set of batteries, never overheats, never gets hot, because there's a problem with LED technology. LEDs get hot. So in these flashlights, the way they eliminate that problem is they have a nice, great big head here. All this aluminum sucks up the heat. and then they run the LED at about 70% of its power capacity. Well, this new flashlight I have, I'm running 4 sets of 4 LEDs at 100% with a fan cooling it so it never overheats. It's going to be unlike anything the world has ever seen. It's going to be the most bad to the bone UV flashlight ever. And that's for Yooperlite.
So Flower Gold Wizard has some information for you.
Oh, perfect. Awesome.
It's an affiliate of
the Oh, perfect.
Yes,
I've heard that name before.
Yeah, affiliate of GPA. Ron Smith, the Pike River Prospecting, is the president of our local club.
Perfect.
Yeah, and like I said, that's how it will be too. You'll be able to learn a lot in a short time.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
If for no other reason.
Yep. Yeah, I'll look into that for sure.
Then you'll learn how to use your sleuths.
Yeah, I know. Well, I want to put it together and have a whole little system, you know, the water recirculator and the ball of wax.
Sure. It's another rabbit hole.
Yep. I want to make something that I can put on my side by side and take to the beach.
There you go.
So I know how to get back to all the good spots.
So how long have you been, I was going to ask you, what got you into Yooperlites, but obviously because they're pretty.
Okay, so I can tell you how that all came about. So
sure.
As you heard in the very beginning of this show, I'm an agate picker. So these right here.
Right.
All right, Lake Superior agates. I was goo gaga over these little suckers right here because a stone like this is $260.
Wow.
Well, I was
going to ask you about that too.
So these
Lake Superior agates have been picked over so much.
I hear over 100 years.
Yeah, yep. I hear
they're harder and harder to find them. So I wanted to go out at night and look for them at night. So I tried with a white headlamp. It did not work. So then I had 36 agates that I had in my house that if I took a shortwave light on them, they would fluoresce green. So I thought if I get a UV flashlight, I can go out at night and I can find Lake Superior agates. Well, I went out with a long wave flashlight instead of a shortwave flashlight, and that was a problem. Long wave does not show agates green. I went for 4 nights in a row and found absolutely nothing. On my 5th night, I was on my hands and knees holding a flashlight an inch away from the beach, and boop, 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 I find 3 little stones, and they do this. All 3 were different. One had lines through it like that, one had stars on it like that, and then one had snowflakes kind of like that, I guess. And I didn't know if I had found 3 different things. I didn't know what they were. So I raced home 90 miles an hour, got on Google and Googled fluorescent orange minerals in Michigan. I got absolutely no results. So I took them to rock shows, gem shows, a university, a geologist, a gemologist. I took them to everyone. I asked 1,000 people. I got 1,000 different answers. Finally, my friend, he lives out in California. He's a geologist. He said, Eric, go ahead and send me some of them stones. I'm reading a few books about your area. I think I figured it out. I think I know what you got there. So he gives me a phone call and he's like, Eric, I figured out what you got. They're a nepheline cyanite rich in fluorescent sodalite brought down by glacial activity from the Coldwell Complex in Ontario, Canada. That's how he said it to me too. And I was like, dude, you gotta slow down.
Slow down.
Japanese, start over again. I said, so what is the rock? He said, the rock is a nepheline cyanite. And I said, a cyanite sounds like a suicide pill. What do I call these rocks? And he's like, listen, come up with a name, where you're from, where you live, where you found them, whatever you want, and put LITE on the end. That's how we name the fluorescent minerals. He's like, I looked, there's no case of nepheline cyanite rich in fluorescent sodalite in your area. It's never been reported before. He's like, come up with a name, start selling them. So I went to the beach with my brother-in-law. We're trying to come up with names. And he's like, just call them sodalite. And I'm like, no, sodalite's found all over the world. I want people to know where they're from and what they do. And when I said that, it was like a lightning bolt hit me in the face. Yooper from where I'm from, light they light up. Yooperlite. And I said it out loud and he goes, that's dumb. And I'm like, no, it's genius. And I'm glad I kept it because it lets people know exactly where they were found and what they do.
So is that now an official rock? Is that
Well, it's the 386th mineral discovered in Michigan now. I was put in the book, The Mineralogy of Michigan, and
Cool.
yeah. So I trademarked the name. I own the name, but I don't stop people from selling the rocks. I just stop people from calling their business Yooperlites. So if you try to call your business or your page Yooperlites on social media, it's not going to work so hot.
But you call the rocks Yooperlites.
Oh yes, yep, all day long. You can sell all the Yooperlites you want. What's that?
I'm just saying you can say I sell Yooperlites.
Oh yeah. You can sell them all you want. Yep.
Yeah. You got
Yeah.
Do you get any royalties for anyone that uses that name at all?
No.
I mean, no.
Nope.
That's great.
Don't need to. I'm not going to let somebody else call their business Yooperlites. So.
Right.
I can't say I blame you there.
Right. Yeah. Absolutely.
I do get royalties from videos though. That's done pretty well for me. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
What, showing your light, showing the rocks?
No. Like my UFO encounter and
I know. Oh, okay.
I had a video of a lady finding her first Yooperlite go viral. So back in 2018, I got approached by this group called Michigan Rockhound Friends, and they asked me to take out 20 people. And I'm like, okay. So we went out agate picking all day, and then I gave everybody their lights, and it was about 20 minutes before dark. And I said, hey, if anybody finds one of these stones, can I film a little video and put it on my Facebook page? I'm trying to drum up some business. I wouldn't mind doing this as a business because that was only my second tour ever. I did 2 people before that and then 20 people that day. So I was like, this is kind of a cool thing. Maybe I can do this on the weekends or something, and I asked everybody if I could film somebody if they find one right before dark. Everybody was like, oh yeah, go ahead. So Shirley Clemmer, the lady that put it on, we're not hunting for 5 minutes and I hear her scream and I'm like, don't pick it up. I run over there with my cell phone and I film her pick it up, right? 30-second little clip. I don't think anything about it. I get home at 4 o'clock in the morning. I put it on my Facebook page. At the time I had 26 likes on Facebook. So I wake up at noon. It's got like 3,000 views, right? And I have 126 likes on Facebook. I'm like, woohoo, this is working. Well, a couple hours goes by and all of a sudden it's got like 40,000 views. Then the next day it's got like a couple 100,000 views. Then the next day it's getting millions of views every day. It got picked up by Siri TV in Japan, and it got picked up by all the news stations, and it just went absolutely viral. That video, the last time I looked, had over 500 million views worldwide.
Nice.
Yeah, it got me signed to a digital media company, and everything was history after that. It was crazy.
That's crazy.
Wonder when TED Talk's gonna get a hold of you.
Oh, I'm on TikTok. I'm on Facebook.
TED Talk. You know what
TED Talk? Oh, I don't know.
I got Muckraker Prospector has a question. He wants to know where he can get a few samples on order. He says he doesn't.
Yooperlites.com. Yep.
Everything's down in the descriptions. His social media, his website, Facebook.
So I have everything from a light that's $20, rechargeable, comes with a charging cable, a stone, and the light for $20. You can't get better than that. All the way up to I'm going to have. Well, now I got the C8. The most expensive C8 I have is $125 for the package with every bell and whistle you can think of.
Yeah, I think I got a mid-range one, and it's nice.
So
it's
probably
nice.
Got the S2 like this one here.
That's the one you got, Ruby?
Yep.
That looks like it.
This is a great flashlight, and they're guaranteed for life. You drop them, break them, anything happens to them, I repair them for free. This week, I'm guessing probably Thursday or Friday, I have a brand new flashlight coming out, and it's not long wave, it's short wave. So instead of being at 365 nanometers up here, it's down here at 255 nanometers, 254 nanometers. And this is what it looks like. It's very similar in size to the S2 with just a bigger head on the front. And this thing's pretty awesome. So I'll show you what this does actually. So here's some minerals I got here. And I'm going to show you that when I turn the shortwave on it, you will see that this stuff gets much brighter and you'll see more red color in it than you do with just the long wave. So it has been a dream of mine to have a flashlight that is shortwave to go out on the beach because I want to find fluorescent agates. And that's what I'm hoping to do with this flashlight right here. So that flashlight, I'm thinking the price for the package is going to be $150, and I'm going to have 100 of them. They're going to be available for sale to people on my subscription list first. So what you want to do is go to Yooperlites.com, sign up for my newsletter. All you got to do is put in your email. That's it. On Thursday or Friday, you'll get an email. You'll be one of the first people that can order a shortwave flashlight. Cool. So shortwave isn't as prominent in our area, but a lot of people out west and out east, especially like New Jersey, Massachusetts, there's a lot of fluorescent minerals there. Out in Colorado, South Dakota, Wyoming, Arizona, almost all of their fluorescent minerals are shortwave out there, where here it's almost exclusively longwave. But for the agate pickers, I am going to try to find agates with this thing. And I know it will because I have agates in the house that fluoresce with this flashlight. And when you buy this flashlight, it comes with a small piece of fluorescent agate from South Dakota. So pretty cool. Did everybody leave?
Oh, no. We're listening. We're listening.
Oh, okay. Because the one screen here says ToledoJes is offline. He must have took off for a second.
Huh. He must have hopped out. Oh, his dog might be barking or something.
Gotcha. Here, I got a question in the comments there. So how many pounds of minerals and gear do you travel with to various shows, truck and trailer? So I have a 16-foot trailer, dual axle, and I have an anti-sway system on my truck. I take anywhere from 2,000 to probably about 10,000 pounds worth of rock and mineral and cabinets and everything else, flashlights. Take a lot of flashlights to shows. My biggest sellers are flashlights, actually not stones. I sell more flashlights than anything. I'm one of the biggest sellers of UV flashlights in the United States. As a one-person, I'm probably I probably sell the most in the United States for a single person.
Rick Stash Mining, would that light work for UV for phantom crystals too? Would the UV light work for phantom crystals also?
Depends on what mineral is in them. There's all sorts of different minerals. That's why it's good to have. It's kind of like when you are metal detecting. Okay, sometimes I need my White's V3i, and sometimes I need my Knox 800.
Right.
They're both tools for different jobs.
Right.
And that's the way I look at it. So, all of my lights, you can try them. Like the cheapest one, $20. I mean, this thing is the exact same as this, just less power. It's the exact same nanometer, still has a filter and everything. And that's what you do. You buy the cheap one first, try that, see if it works on your minerals. If it does, then you upgrade to one of the bigger ones.
Jersey Ray Diggs, Yooperlites. First I heard fluorescence in New Jersey. Isn't there a mine you went to and did a video
in Ogdensburg, New Jersey, there's a mine. It's called Franklin, New Jersey. There's the Franklin mine, and then there's the Sterling mine. The Franklin mine is no longer there, basically, but there's a small museum. And then over in Sterling, there's the Sterling mine. The mine is still there. It's not operational. It's not going. It closed in 1986. If you go to my YouTube page, Yooperlites I think it's Yooperlite Erik Rintamaki on YouTube. You can watch my show that I was starting to do. It's called Unlocking Secrets with Erik Rintamaki. And I do a 2 or 3 part special on the Sterling mine. I take you to places where the general public just does not get to go. We went to the belt from 1986, rocks that were sitting on the belt on the last day of production, 1986, and I got to take a couple of those home. And yeah, so it's really, really, really cool and educational, telling you all about shortwave minerals and showing you their displays and their museum. And if you ever get a chance to go to Franklin, New Jersey, go. It is so awesome.
Cool.
Yeah. And then we went on the side of a mountain in New Jersey, and we took these lights out, and we went hunting for sodalite out there, and it was a blast.
So sodalite is what you see with is what the lights.
Yeah. Right? But like most sodalite that you see, if you go to a rock and gem show or a gem shop and you tell them I want a piece of sodalite, it's blue. It does not fluoresce like these. These fluoresce very brightly because they have a high sodium and potassium content in them. It's kind of like, this is what I tell people. Okay, so your grandma makes chocolate chip cookies. Your grandma makes chocolate chip cookies. My grandma makes them. Your grandma makes them cakey. Your grandma makes them really thin. My grandma makes them with double chocolate chips. They're all chocolate chip cookies, but they all taste a little bit different.
Right.
So it's all about the recipe, what goes into the rock.
Right. Oh, okay.
Yeah, and the pressure that they were formed in, and what temperature they were baked at.
Right.
You know. Yeah. So.
Were they whipped and not stirred?
Yep. Yeah. They were something, but I've actually been up 3 different times with Lake Superior State University's geology department. We went up to the source up in Canada, and I'm going back in June to film a documentary all about the source where these came from. It's an ancient caldera that's 21 miles long, 26 miles wide, and it formed a giant mountain right next to the Lake Superior. And then the glaciers came through and pounded into that mountain and drug all that material over here. So now there's just little foothills left over there.
Right.
But there's some really big pieces left still. It's quite awesome, actually.
And to all our Ontario friends, if you want any, you can purchase them at Yooperlites.com.
I tell everybody, listen, you don't have to buy a light from me. You don't have to buy a stone from me. Just get out and look. Go out, have a good time. If you want to know the right light to buy, give me a call, give me a message. I'll tell you what light to buy. I'll tell you what lights to avoid. And I'll be truthful and honest with you. I'm not gonna send you down there with a light from Harbor Freight or Walmart. They just won't work. You're just not gonna find anything. Somebody with one of these is gonna go right behind you and pick them all up.
Let me stop you here for a second.
Sure.
To say hi to a couple of people that just popped in. Long time, hasn't seen her in a while. Miss Laurel, how are you tonight? Mark Thomas, welcome. And who else did I see? Like I said, we like to say hi to our chat room. They are what makes our show.
Yeah, yeah.
I think I got everybody. Rachel, did I say hi to you?
Well, if he didn't, he did now, Rachel.
I just did. So back to your story. Sorry.
I don't know where I was at.
I hate to see people say hi, and I don't get to respond to them, so I have to stop you every once in a while.
Yeah. But yeah, like I tell people all the time, my biggest legacy isn't that I found a stone, isn't how many flashlights I sell. It's the fact that I got friends, families, and people out on the beach, out in nature, having fun, doing something fun together, getting off the cell phone, off the Xbox, off the computer for a couple hours, and off the couch, doing something fun out in nature for a while. And if I can get everybody to pick up one piece of trash off the beach, just one, everybody picks one up, puts it in their pocket, takes it home, throws it away, then I'm making the world a better place. And that's the legacy I want to leave behind. I don't care how many this or that I sell. I don't. I really want to make a difference in the world with all of this. I've been given a great opportunity, and I want to make something special out of it.
It's your purpose,
Yep.
Right.
Treasure's great, but the real treasure is all what you just mentioned. The people.
Yeah, it's the adventure to get there. Yeah, it's the adventure to get there.
Yeah, so Mark Thomas wants to know if Eric knows Ralph Thomas.
I don't know. The name sounds familiar.
Don't know. There's your answer. You don't know.
I don't know. I've met so many tens of thousands of people.
Yeah, I know. Ed's really good at remembering names. I'm terrible at it.
I'm
it
awful.
takes me a while, believe me, Jesse. It's like,
yeah, well, still better than me.
I feel so bad when someone that's went on a trip with me, went on a Yooperlite hunt with me multiple times, comes up and talks to me at a rock show, and I'm like, I have no clue who you are.
Right.
I hate that.
Some of that has to do with you being on YouTube and people seeing you, and people that see you on there after a while. After some videos, they know you. So when they come up to you, it's because they know you. They've watched enough videos, and you've talked to them, whether you know it or not. You're sitting here talking to them on the video. You're talking to them, right? So yeah, they'll come up and as YouTubers, you have to be ready for that. And if you can't handle that, then maybe you shouldn't be on YouTube, because it's gonna happen.
Yeah. Oh no,
it's gonna happen. Yeah. So there was somebody just had a question here. I was gonna.
Yes, I do remember the rock shop in Paradise. Chris Dolliver's mother owned it for a long time, and we used to go in there as kids. And I actually had an opportunity to buy a lot of the stuff that was in there after the fire, and all the rocks basically exploded. So yeah, so I didn't buy anything.
I know what I was going to ask you about. Somebody mentioned in the chat room, and I don't remember who it was, but it was way back. The amount, what is like the percentage of rocks and minerals that we have that are fluorescent?
Very small.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very small. So if you imagine that a beach has, let's say, 1 billion rocks on it,
right.
Okay, a couple hundred to a couple thousand are going to fluoresce, so less than 1%.
Yeah.
Very small percentage. But I always tell people there's no such thing as an overpicked beach. As long as I know they're there on that beach, if you use good techniques and a proper light, and you wait until dark, you're going to have a really good chance to find them. Because I've had people tell me, oh, there's nothing left at Whitefish Point. We went there last night and we didn't find a single stone. So the next day I went there. I went west of the lighthouse, about 2 city blocks. I sat down on a log and I waited for people to go by. 13 people went past me, all started too early, all had the wrong lights except for one. And I saw all of them go by. I waited till dark. I get started. I'm hunting not even 10 seconds and I find one. I ended up finding 64 stones. My camera guy with me found 40. We get up to the deck there, because it wasn't very far. And all the people were standing around the deck there that had been down the beach. And they wanted to know how I did. And between all 13 people that had went ahead of me, only 4 stones were found. I found 64. Gary found 40. So we found 104 using proper technique and proper lights. And that's what I told them. You guys are using a Walmart UV flashlight for dog pee. That's for dog pee. These are for minerals.
So Joshua Snodgrass says Whitefish Point has never skunked me.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, Josh. Hey, what's up, Josh? I'll see you tomorrow.
And then Jim at Cottonwood Trails Gold Camp wants to know if your light is able to pick up the other fluorescents, like the sapphires and other gems.
Diamonds.
There's some. I was reading another comment. There's some diamonds and stuff that fluoresce under long wave. Now, Mark Thomas on here says you need shortwave lamp, not long wave. Long wave is cheaper blacklight. No, incorrect. So all my lights that I sell on my website are long wave. You're thinking the difference between 395 and 365. So a 395 is way up here. It's unfiltered. It's going to look like this. You're going to be able to see the LEDs. This thing is a hunk of junk. You're not going to find anything. This is also long wave, but this is at 365 nanometer with a ZWB2 filter. I just spoke Japanese to you. You don't need to worry about that. You just want a filtered light that is long wave, okay? And all the lights I sell at Yooperlites.com are the proper light and what you want. This week, I'm starting to sell a shortwave flashlight. This is for shortwave minerals. It will not light up a Yooperlite at all. It does nothing to a Yooperlite. I'm hoping to find green fluorescing agates because it's the chalcedony that's in the agate that fluoresces green.
So that's a few times now that you've mentioned that fluorescent agates.
Yep.
Sounds like it's something that's pretty rare, pretty valuable.
Up here it's rare, but around the world not so much. A lot of agates that you get from like Mexico and Arizona, Wyoming, South Dakota, Colorado, those agates fluoresce very, very well. Some of them a little bit under long wave and a whole lot under short wave.
Okay.
And like a lot of the Turkish agates and the Chinese agates, some of those fluoresce really nice and some don't. It just, like I said, with the whole chocolate chip cookie recipe thing, it just depends on how they were made and who made them.
Right. Yeah, they're wanting to see your stones again.
Oh, you want to bring out some rocks?
They like their treasure porn. They like their treasure porn.
So here's some agates up here, some Yooperlites on the bottom. I'll hit these with long wave, show you the difference. Okay, so there's long wave, and long wave does nothing to the agates at all, really. You're just seeing.
So that's what you're talking about. When you're saying long wave, you're talking about your basic black light, right?
Well, I'm showing you. I'll show you right here. This is it right here. This is long wave. Okay. This too is also long wave. This is for dog pee. This is for minerals. They're different. I'm going to show you how. Okay. So I'm going to show you. Let me see if this got any battery life in it. So that's the dog pee light doing nothing. And then this is the mineral light. Okay. But they're both long wave. One works really great. The other one, not so much. And then this is shortwave. So here's a shortwave flashlight that I have coming out here this week. And you'll see it really does nothing to this stuff. But if I get a piece of stuff from New Jersey and I hit it with shortwave, well, wow, it lights up really, really well. And you're going to get this nice red and pink and green. And then with long wave, you don't get quite as much color with the long wave, but long wave will work on that mineral as well. There, we'll give you some rock porn there. So this rock right here is pretty cool. This is actually a core. That's a core from a drill core from the Sterling mine in New Jersey, in Franklin, New Jersey. So I went there and I filmed a big long video there, and they let me go through the trays of drill cores, and I got to pick a bunch out, and that was one of the ones that I picked.
So did they know they had that?
Yeah. So the way that they used to chase the zinc ore, because this is zinc ore, it's very heavy. But the way that they would chase the zinc ore is they would follow the veins of willemite that traveled with the zinc. And the willemite fluoresced bright green. So they started using shortwave UV lights back in the late 1800s to chase the willemite veins. And that's how they kept track of where the zinc was going. And zinc was huge for, the world wars. And then in the 50s to the 80s, it just got less and less and less here in the United States. And then like over in Africa and other places, they found places where it's cheaper, and all the United States zinc companies basically shut down.
Gotcha. Well, yeah, they're all oohing and ahhing about your rocks.
Yeah, they're awesome, man. I love rocks. To me,
they are
to
awesome,
me, that's just
man.
like a piece of gold sitting there, man.
Are they all the same color?
No, they were different colors.
Are
They were,
they
yeah,
different
they were
colors?
different colors.
Here, we'll show you. I got
No,
some
not
green.
that pile. That pile.
Yeah, so this one's got green and red and purple in it. And then this one is green and like a neon blue and red. It's got some other minerals in it. So the red is calcite, the green is willemite, and then I don't remember the names of some of the other minerals that are in there. There's a whole bunch. That's one thing I have not. I've got to remember, I'm very much a novice. I might sound
So
like a
that's what
geologist
gives it
at
the
times,
color?
but I am not.
That's a sodalite.
What's that?
That's what gives it the color, is the mineral that's in it.
Yep. So what happens is the ions get exposed to the UV light, right? Well, they
Right.
normally travel in a nice round orbit, just like a satellite going around the Earth, right? Well, it gets
Mhm.
excited and speeds up, and it flies way up outside of its normal orbit and crashes back down and gets back into orbit again. Well, when it gets back into orbit, it produces an energy, and that energy you see is the color of the light. And then depending on the speed, that's where you get the different colors.
Oh, okay.
So is that, how hard of a stone is that? Is that something that's easy to work?
Which one?
Because I know the sodalite. I mean,
Okay, so the
Yooperlite.
Yooperlite is a somewhere between a 5 and a 6 on the Mohs scale. It works really nice. It's great for lapidary. It does not fracture very often, so you don't have to worry about cracks or fractures or it falling apart while you're working on it. It doesn't tear up your wheels like an agate or a diamond or something like that. Like the harder materials. It's
Right.
it's like a lapidary person's dream. It's so, oh, excuse me, it's so easy to work with.
Now
Am I
here,
from New Hampshire? Nope, I'm from northern Michigan. The UP.
So without the light shining on it, then it's just a rock, right? I mean,
Yeah, here, let me see.
I mean, it's just like another rock. You see,
It's
so
just a rock.
It's not just a rock.
it's a rock.
See, that's
But
without the
no,
light on it.
but yeah, you gotta have a light on it. So how would you do that with a piece of jewelry? Having a
Okay.
light on.
So this is what you do. So when somebody says, "Hey, man, I really like that ring you have on there," then you go like this, and you show them your ring. If I can line it up there, but you can see the
Oh, that's
Right.
That's cool, Eric.
close enough for you to see.
Yeah.
But that's
Yes.
what you do. You just carry one of these little suckers in your pocket, man. It goes anywhere.
You always got your little flashlight with you.
Oh man, I go everywhere. See, I even have my wife carrying one now. So we do a lot of treasure hunting that isn't your normal treasure hunting. We've went to the world's longest yard sale for 15 years in a row. And we carry these every day when we're on our trip, looking for uranium glass and old glass that fluoresces. And I've amassed quite the collection of that stuff too.
Well,
But-
imagine.
Like my wife likes to buy old hutches and cabinets from the 1800s. And one way that's really easy to tell if it's been fixed modern is you take this light and you turn it on and you go over all the cracks and crevices. And if it's been repaired with modern glue, it will fluoresce.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so there's another fun fact.
Oh, another. That's a game
Yep.
changer there. Let me tell you, that's
Yep.
a game changer. That really
So-
is. Especially if you're into looking for antiques and stuff.
Yep. And then one year I was at the Tucson Gem and Mineral Show in Tucson, Arizona. It's the world's largest gem show. And I was right across from the Dinosaur Men. And they came over and bought a light from me. And the guy came up the next day and he's like, "Eric, I got to shake your hand." He's like, "I can't believe it. You saved me so much money last night." And I'm like, "What are you talking about?" He's like, "I took your light and I went to this guy. He said he had this brontosaurus bone or whatever dinosaur it was. And he shined his light on it and he could see all the areas where it had been glued back together. And the guy told him, "Oh, no, I just dug it out of the ground. This is exactly like it was." And the guy's like, "Nope.
Nope.
Look at all this glue everywhere." And he called BS on the guy and he ended up getting it for thousands of dollars less. So he's like, "Eric, you saved me thousands of dollars with that, $60 flashlight. Saved me thousands of dollars." He's like, "I never would have been able to tell without that flashlight." So all the dinosaur guys out there now come to me and buy my lights.
Cool.
Yeah, there you go. Hey.
Our friend Deej wants to know if you grew up in the Newberry area.
Yes, I'm originally from Newberry. I graduated from there in 1993. And then I went off to Minnesota and I went and got a degree in bass guitar from the McNally Smith College of Music. And I traveled the country as a professional musician for a while. And
Cool.
then I needed to pay off my student loans and get health insurance. So then I went to work for the casino, and that's where my love of playing poker came from. 15 years at the casino, and yeah. So I have all sorts of hobbies. And
She's from Michigan also, but down
Yeah.
on the mitten. If so, do you
I
know
told you.
the
Dennis Dayton.
the Dorsusha family?
The Duchies,
It's in our Zoom
if they're from
chat.
Newbury, I know them. That
Small
town is not
town,
very
huh?
big. Yeah, yeah. Basically, like if you're from Brimley too, I basically know you also.
And
Uh,
Dershua. Whatever.
Dennis,
You know
is
how I
Paula
am
listen-
with names.
Dennis, is Paula listening to the show? If she is, listen to this, Paula. Man, I would have, if I would have known that, I would have. Wait a minute.
I would have got one of those
Who's that?
flashlights while I was wife hunting. That's great. Oh,
Duresha.
yeah, the Durushes. Yep. Yeah, I know them. Yep.
Thanks, Deej.
Oh, I'm sorry, Dennis. I just read that. Okay, I won't tell her.
Just don't tell Paula.
And saved him thousands too. Oh, Dennis is a hoot.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. So somebody says you can spot the fakes with those UV. Yeah. So there are a lot of fake Yooperlites being produced now. They're always like in tower form or in a sculpture or something, and they're always super cheap. And when you look at them in daylight, you can tell they're not even the same material. It's
How do you
completely different.
wait a minute? How do you tell?
Well, they're chatoyant in daylight, so when you move it back and forth, it flashes. And I'm talking about in broad daylight. And then under UV, it's going to fluoresce a slightly different color. It's more of like a creamsicle orange compared to the bright, vibrant golden orange of an authentic real Yooperlite. And you will never see them like this. See how this is a rounded glaciated cobble?
Yeah.
The
Right.
fake Chinese ones are always carved into something.
Right.
If
Okay.
the person selling them has a bunch of carvings, they might be real, they might be fake, but if they don't have any of these to go along with those carvings, most likely it's fake. And it's a plague right now. It's plaguing everywhere.
And the made in China sticker on the bottom's a sure giveaway.
Yeah, that's a dead giveaway. But they, like in their listing, somebody sent me a listing of a Chinese Amazon one that says authentic, real Upper Peninsula of Michigan Yooperlite, and I'm like, there's no way on God's green earth that came from Michigan.
Right.
Go get that, your heart.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Here-
That was lovely.
Here's a good one for you. My wife bought.
Oh, so mad.
right. Here's a really good question for us. Eric, if you crush a Yooperlite into dust and add epoxy, can you make a countertop from them? Why not? This ring right here is crushed Yooperlite. That light might be too much, but we'll see if I can't get her to light up good here. Let's see here. My aim is not the best, but you can see that's lighting up. I crush them and make powder all the time. So here's a baggie of the powder. So let's see if I can, there we go. And you can see it lights up really nice. I got my studio lights on here, so it's kind of hard to see, but you get that. And this is just a bag of dust. I mean, I crush it at 400 mesh, so it's really nice and small. And yeah, I even sell the dust. If there's anything you can make out of a rock, I've made it out of Yooperlite.
Terry Curry's wondering, are your lights waterproof?
No. No, I don't sell any waterproof lights, only water resistant.
So here's what you were talking about be careful online, right? My wife bought this because she thought that was beautiful.
Yep.
Beautiful, right?
Yeah, but it's man-made.
Not only is it man-made, it's paper.
Oh,
It's
really?
paper. It's cellophane. It's
Yeah.
cellophane. It's
Yeah.
some kind of, it was some kind of film. Little, yeah. Cheap. It was cheap. Pretty, but fake.
Mark Thomas, not all glass filters out UV, only some glass does. So I think he's more used to shortwave. So a lot of panes of glass will block shortwave. Most of them do not block long wave. But I always do recommend eye protection, long or shortwave, especially shortwave. And resin, with resin and UV, what I found is the dust needs to be right up against the edge of the resin. You can't do a deep pour. A deep pour resin just is not going to work. If you're trying to put a bunch of stones in, make it look like water rushing over them, it's not going to work. So what I do with all of my resin projects, because I do like dragon skulls and Easter Island heads and Buddhas, what I do is I crush up 4 ounces of dust, 4 ounces of resin, mix it together, put it in a pressure pot, then I take it out, put it in a vacuum chamber, put it in the mold, let it sit overnight, no bubbles, looks awesome, looks just like a stone, but it's resin and stone mixed together. That's the best way I've found to get the dust to work with the resin.
And it still fluoresces?
Yep, fluoresces is really nice, actually.
Yeah.
Yep.
Let's see what he do on the hypothetical, Jesse, on our.
So, if you had no limitations, no laws could stop you.
Yep.
You go wherever you wanted. Money was not an issue. What type and where would you like to go treasure hunting?
Egypt.
Or
Egyptian artifacts. I want to go to Egypt so bad. That is like my ultimate dream trip, is to go there for 2 months and see everything and bring back a piece of the pyramid.
That'd be cool.
a piece of sand.
Yeah, hey, you said no limitations.
Yeah,
I could take whatever I wanted.
Bring back a piece of pyramid from Gaza, or a piece of the links.
Just a rock. I mean, just has to be that big, you know. I'll make a little pendant out of it or something. Yeah,
that'd be cool.
Even a vial of sand.
Have you ever gone on a expedition and picked up way too many rocks to bring home with you? Or is that like a
So I went on 3 different expeditions up to a place called the Coldwell Complex in Ontario, Canada. And I went with Lake Superior State University's geology department, and we had permits to collect up there because most of the complex where all of the sodalite was formed up there, it's in a provincial park, okay, called Neys Park, Neys. So there's no collecting there. You're not allowed to. But we got special permission from the government to go to certain places and collect as much as we wanted. The only caveat was we could not sell any of it. So I still have all my pieces that I brought back from there. But yeah, there was so much there. There's no way we could ever carry it all out. But it did not stop me from trying.
you did get what you could, right?
Yes. We brought back a 16-foot trailer with probably about 3,000 or 4,000 pounds of giant boulders back. A couple of them, one is at the Sioux High School, Middle School Rock Park, and there's a plaque on it telling you all about Yooperlites and everything. Go there at night, shine it with your flashlight. It's awesome. And then in front of Crawford Hall at LSSU, Lake Superior State University, there's a couple of big Yooperlites sitting right in front of the door. And then in their mineral museum, there's some of those that we found up there.
So just so I'm clear about this, Yooperlites just don't come from up there, right? They are all over, right?
Well,
or
they were formed.
I mean, because or are the ones that are coming from China man-made?
No, the ones from China are actually a stone, but they're putting stone and resin together and calling it a Yooperlite, and it's not.
Ah.
Yeah. And And once you see one of the fake ones, they're super easy to spot. Now, here's a question I get all the time. Where can you find Yooperlites? I have found fluorescent sodalite Yooperlites on all 5 of the Great Lakes in 13 different states. I found them on the ocean in 3 different states. I found them on the side of a mountain in New Jersey, found them in a river in Vermont. So they're not just here, but I would consider the ones in the Great Lakes to be Yooperlites. You know, they're from this region, this area. They were brought down by glacial activity. So there's a chance that the glaciers brought it down from here. Now, are there other sources? Yes, there are other sources. So the Coldwell Complex is not the only source of sodalite. There's another new one that's down in like this, so that's why I would call them a Yooperlite if they came off the Great Lakes.
All right. So it's fair to say if I were on Lake Erie and found some of those rocks, I could say they were Yooperlite.
Oh yeah. There's even Facebook groups like Lake Erie Yooperlite Hunters and Lake Ontario Yooperlite Hunters. Lake Ontario and Lake Erie are a blast. They're fun to go find.
Like where we prospect for gold here in Ohio, right?
Yep.
It's we're about in the middle of the state where we have a creek. They've been finding them there too.
Oh, that's awesome. Yep.
You know, so but that's all glacial moraine and stuff
glacial
down there too.
till, you
So
got a
that
chance
was
to
all
find
brought
them.
down with the glaciers also then.
Yeah, you got to remember 7 to 10 different glaciers went over that one spot.
Right.
And a glacier may take it and drop it right here, and then the next glacier comes in and picks it up and brings it over here, and then the next glacier brings it over there. You know,
right?
It can get picked up a whole bunch of different times, the same rock by different glaciers.
That's right, Rick. You need to go check your property, look around, go camp.
I tell everyone this. I tell everyone, go buy a quality light. Get out and look where you live, because you never know what you're going to find. I've had 3 people now buy lights from me and find new minerals for the state or country that they live in using one of these lights.
Yeah, I was
because
gonna say,
they got out and looked.
Right. You probably find something that you weren't looking for, a different type of mineral or something you didn't realize was there.
Yep. Yeah, mine was an accidental, discovery. I wasn't looking for Yooperlites. I was looking for fluorescent agates. I wanted to find these suckers right here. I wanted to find one of these with this. I never did, but it's a good thing I went out, because I found something even better, And I tell people all the time, no matter where you live, get out and look. You never know what you're going to find. You might find something new. You might be the next Eric. You might be the next, 15-minute of fame guy. You might find something way cooler than what I found.
Find a ToledoJes light.
You know what I'm looking for.
Yeah, a head-sized nugget.
Yep. I know that glacier dropped one somewhere around here. It's sitting in a crack.
Yeah. Well, I know a guy downstate found one that was over 900 pounds in a farm field.
No, I'm talking about gold nuggets.
Oh, there you go. That'd be cool.
Yeah, that's my thing. Looking for a softball-sized gold nugget.
Now going over to Australia and using a metal detector to look for those big gold nuggets, that would be a blast.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, because I watch all those Australian gold shows too.
You might be over there and discover a Aussie light.
Yeah, well, they use these. They order my lights all the time. They have tons of fluorescent minerals in Australia, and they look for like the Lightning Ridge opals with these right here.
Oh yeah,
they light up.
Right.
Yep.
So is an opal fluorescent?
Some, not all of them. Yep, some of them like the
Okay.
Lightning Ridge ones and stuff. I don't know if I can't remember what the places are. I know there's Cooper Pedy and a couple of places
Black
there, but I
opal?
watched like Outback Opal Hunters and the black lighters. They're called. They use black lights to look for them.
Yeah, that area is produces black opal too, doesn't it? Isn't that where they get their
Yep.
black opal?
Yeah.
So I guess it would work on that.
Yeah. And man, these lights can be used for so many different things. You know.
Josh Snodgrass. I take it he's one of your
Yeah, I know Josh pretty good.
yeah. Moral of the story: never leave home without your UV light. You'll never find what you're not looking for.
Exactly. Yep, you won't find it if you're not looking for it.
Right. Country Boy Archaeology. Oh, I bet you could use one of these. He says, I want one. Heck yeah. And where would he go to find one?
Yooperlites.com.
There you go.
You can Google
Yooperlites.com.
Yooperlites. You can Google me. You can just type in Yooperlites.com. It'll take you right to the website.
And just put
And
the
right
link in.
now, hey, speaking of treasure, right now I am running a super awesome special on this light right here. So I have 3 packages of this light, but for the next 100 people that order one of those lights, the Convoy C8, they get a chocolate bar. And the chocolate bar is from Johnny's Treasure Quest. And there are still 8 silver certificates, kind of like a Willy Wonka thing. Okay.
Ooh.
So you order a light from me, you're going to get a free $10 chocolate bar. I paid $10 a piece for these chocolate bars. I'm putting them in my Convoy C8 packages. All right. You get this package in the mail. You're going to get your chocolate bar. Open it up. If there's a silver certificate in your candy bar, you win an all expenses paid trip to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan up to the Keweenaw with Johnny Treasure Quest for you and one other person. Your airfare, your gas, your food, everything will be included. You get to go on a treasure hunt. There's only 10 tickets, so only 20 people get to do this. And every day for 5 days, he's going to give you a treasure map. And you have to find the treasure, all right? And at the end of the 5 days, they're going to announce a winner, and that winner is going to win $150,000 treasure. And it's gold and silver and jewels and diamonds and all sorts of awesome stuff. So you want in on a super awesome treasure hunt? Buy one of these, you get a shot.
Cool. What's the price point on that?
The price point? So this one, the cheapest package, which comes with, because I only sell packages, I don't sell just the light. I always like people to have the proper batteries, the proper charger, everything with it, and a stone. I always give people a stone so they know what they're looking for. And I give you a little article, and I sign it on the front. Tells you all about hunting Yooperlites, where to go, all that kind of stuff. How to take care of your light, how your light is guaranteed for life. You drop it, you break it, I'll fix it. So this light starts at 106, and then there's a 115 package, and then a 125 package. And the Pro package is 125, comes with a holster for your light, holster for your batteries, comes with a 4-slot charger instead of a 2-slot charger, comes with 4 batteries, 2 stones, comes with the works, comes with everything you can think of.
And the candy bar.
Yeah, and a candy bar. And the candy bars aren't bad. I actually ordered 10 for myself, and I'm diabetic. I'm not supposed to eat them, but I ate them anyway. And
no.
Yeah, my wife was mad. But I didn't win a silver certificate. But later in the next year or so, I'm going to be doing a treasure hunt with Johnny, and these are going to be involved. And that's about all I can say about it so far. But we're going to be doing a really awesome, really neat, one-of-a-kind, never-done before treasure hunt using UV lights.
That's going to be up in the UP, right?
Yep, it'll be up in the UP. Yep.
Cool.
Make people do some traveling. I'm really, 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 really hoping that one of my customers that buys a light from me ends up getting to go on the $150,000 treasure hunt and wins the thing. That would make my day. That'd be so awesome.
Oh, no
That
doubt.
would be cool.
Yeah.
Oh, Deej leaving us. All right, good night, Deej. Have a nice night. Be safe.
I'll just sell my
What
Jeep
page?
and get one.
What page is downloading? His or?
I'm checking the link. Yeah, it loads for me, Ronald. Clear out your cookies.
She's still rocking on my phone.
Yeah. Yeah, try it again, Ronald.
I just clicked on it, Ronald.
Yeah. Most people don't realize that have never been to the Upper Peninsula of Michigan. When you go across that Mackinac Bridge, you step into a whole different world. It's nothing like downstate.
We normally take a trip up north during the fall for the fall tour, you know, up to Traverse City. We went to Mackinac last year, and we were gonna cross the bridge, but we didn't.
You got to get to the other side. It's nothing
I know.
It's nothing like down there.
I'm sure.
You think it's pretty down there? Wait till you get up here.
I'm sure.
Yeah, I like to get out to the peninsula and check out some of the old copper mines and do a little prospecting
we did that last
on the
fall.
beach.
Me and my wife went to a place called the Keweenaw Castle and stayed up there twice last year. We fell in love with the Keweenaw. It's a blast up there. Found more agates in one day than we find in 2 months on our beaches, and found more Yooperlites in 200 yards than hunting half the year here. So
Me Miner wants to know if it could still be called a Yooperlite on the Canada side of the lake.
On the Canadian side, why not?
Yeah, Yooperlite, eh?
Yeah, I say hey all the time. Listen, you can see Canada from my driveway. I can see all the wind towers over there, you know, the wind turbines.
Right.
Yeah, I'm to drive into Canada is 10 miles from me.
I need to do something for a long-time subscriber and friend from Maine who just gave a $10 super chat. Oh yeah, super chat.
Those square nails.
Yep.
All right.
Square nails matter.
Oh, Jason, AU Colorado, how's it going? I didn't see you. And of course, our buddy Bob down East Texas and Prospector.
Ronald, when's the last time you cleaned your catch? Clean out all your cookies and stuff. I know you do a lot on that computer. Copy and save it. Google it. Yooperlites. You'll find it.
Yooperlite.
Oh, I swear.
Try Yooperlite.com.
Well,
he's spelling Yooperlites wrong.
He's saying the link I'm posting isn't working, but it works for me. And
Did Yooperlites get spelled wrong?
No, I copied it from your website, so.
Oh, yeah, should work then. Yeah, if they just Google it, it'll work too.
Do you have an actual store?
Greg, Me Miner said I just tried the page and it worked fine.
Yeah, Ruby.
I was asking you do you have your own store?
Yeah, I have a little shop up here in Brimley, Michigan. I'm open June 1st through October 15th every year. Normally I'm open 7 days a week, but I think this year I'm not going to work myself to death. I'm going to be closed a day or two. I haven't really figured out a schedule for this year yet. I have a lot of TV stuff I'm filming, and I'm also doing tours 2 or 3 nights a week. So I work myself to the bone during the summer, and unfortunately I still do in the winter and the fall, but trying to figure out a schedule. My tour schedule is going to come out April 1st. My tours are going to run July through October. And you want to go to my website and sign up for my newsletter. On April 1st, you will get an email, and my email people are the only people that get a chance to go on a tour. I don't open them up to the public anymore because I have like 20 or 30,000 subscribers. And as soon as I put stuff up, it's gone. So last year took less than 24 hours for my entire tour season to sell out. And I sold out every single tour for the whole entire season.
Nice.
And I didn't really talk about the tours that I do. The tours that I do are an absolute blast now. So I do things a little differently now than I used to. So what I do is I meet everybody up at Pine Stump Junction north of Newbury, Michigan at 6 o'clock. We have dinner. I let you drink anything you want off the bar menu. You can eat anything you want off the bar menu. Then we get my 6-person side-by-side. I give you an awesome light package with a rock bag and a water bottle and a flashlight and a white flashlight and stickers and hats and all sorts of really cool stuff. And then we go on some of the wildest ORV trails that you've ever been on in your life. We go through sand 4 or 5 foot thick and almost get stuck. And I tell awesome stories on the way there and on the way back. We get out to this place in the middle of nowhere. All year last year, on all my tours, total combined, I saw 3 other people that were not on my tours for the entire season. I take you out in the boonies, out in the sticks. We're not going to see a bunch of other people. And where I take everyone, you can look in every direction. Every direction. There's not a single artificial light, no towns, no cabins, no nothing in any direction. And you'll see more stars than you've ever seen in your life. And we have a blast. I've never had anyone get skunked. Everyone's always found stones. And then I bring you back to Pine Stump Junction, drop you off, and that's it. But it is an absolute blast.
Robert,
so as soon as you started,
what's that?
As soon as you started telling that, describing what your trips were about, my wife looked at me with that, I want to go look.
You got to go. It's a blast, man. I'm telling you. We have and like I don't get cranky people. I don't get people that are not like-minded. I get all rock hounds. Everybody's usually like all 5 people are, because I take 5 people plus myself. And I have a brand new 2021 loaded Polaris side-by-side. Everybody's got their own seatbelt. I got lots of room for everybody's gear. It's just a blast. And all the people I get are very like-minded. And most of them are groups. So it's a group of 5. And even if you come by yourself and 3 other people came by themselves, by the end of the night, everybody's a friend. Everybody's talking. Everybody has a blast. It is so much fun.
Should be like
so I guess we'll be talking next Wednesday.
Yeah, I was just telling my wife tonight I need to get on it and start figuring out what my dates are going to be. I'm a procrastinator. I put it off till the last minute every year.
Yeah, I do too until I say, okay, we're going to do this, right? And then from that point on, let's get it done. Let's get it done. Let's get it done.
Yeah.
Let's see.
I know what the problem is there that he's having. He just needs to put in www.yooperlites.com. Don't put all that store and other stuff in front of it. Just yooperlites.com. That's the easiest way.
Okay.
Yeah. And that'll work for him.
Let's try this, Ronald.
We'll get him hooked up. Just go to www.yooperlites.com.
Do our best, Ronald. We'll do our best.
Here, I'll put it in the chat.
I already did. And that works on my end as well. Try that, Ronald.
There you go. Yeah, I don't even
What's
put
up,
the
Bigfoot?
HTTP on there. I just put Yooperlites.com, works every time.
That's what I would have done.
Yeah.
Google Yooperlites.com. Boom.
Yeah.
Yeah, I found
Oh,
you.
technology. I tell you, man, I have so many customers that like they'll be like, I don't even own a computer, and they'll show me their cell phone and it's a flip phone from like 1990. They're still working.
Hey, where's the crank at?
Yeah, so I get it. I mean, I understand when people have hard time with technology. I get it every day.
Oh yeah, technology's fun.
Yeah, till it doesn't work.
Right.
Oh God. Like I'm a musician and I bought a bunch of new musical equipment and kind of got the boys back together and we're writing some new stuff. So to make a short story longer, I'm a digital content creator for Meta. So I get paid for all my videos that are on Facebook. Okay. And a couple weeks ago, Facebook started flagging all my videos because I use their music that they provide. So I can't be monetized on my own videos that I made myself because I use their music. So me being a professional musician in a former life, I went and bought some new music gear and I got my buddies together and we started recording like crazy. And so now all of my music and all of my videos is all my music. So I own it. I made it. No one can ding me for using someone else's music anymore.
Cool.
I have my stepson and his brother-in-law make a lot of my music, Eric.
Yep, there you go.
So me minor is saying I will try to sign up for a tour.
Oh.
I'm driving by on my way to BC, but we'll have to find a place to store some gear. I won't want to take with me across the border.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah, Greg's from Ontario.
Ah, they can be found on that side.
He wants to come hang out with you.
Oh yeah, I'm coming to that side too. I can't give tours up there, but I'm going up there to film for about a week and a half in June for a documentary that I'm putting together. Because it's never been properly shown. I've been up there, I've taken lots of pictures and videos, but I've never had a professional photographer or videographer to go with me. Well, now I do. And I have lots of really, really nice camera gear. And we're going to take it up there and we're going to spend a week or two up there. And we're going to put something together all about the Coldwell complex. Might not even see me in it.
I was going to ask you, how long ago did you find these Yooperlites? How long have you been doing
So
this?
it was in the springtime of 2017. So just recently, you know.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, this is my 6th season hunting Yooperlites this year.
Is it starting to spread out across the world, or?
It spread like wildfire. Listen, this year was my 5th year doing the Tucson Rock and Gem show, and I get people from all over the world. I see 14,000 people a day for 18 days straight.
Wow.
And it has spread like wildfire around the planet, and that's building my social media and everything else. I have people from everywhere that are goo goo gaga over Yooperlites, and I just think it's awesome. A friend of mine, his name is Dick Bostwick, okay, and he wrote some books on fluorescence. He is who I consider to be the godfather of fluorescence, especially in New Jersey. And he told me, he's like, Eric, I want to give you what I think is a compliment. He said, he's like, I want you to know that I consider you the P.T. Barnum of fluorescent minerals. You've gotten more people into fluorescent minerals than anybody else that I can think of. And he's like, and fluorescent minerals have been around for over 100 years now. He's like, I think you've gotten more people into fluorescent minerals than anybody in history. And I'm like, yeah, that's pretty cool. You can call me P.T. Barnum all you want. So when he signed my book, he wrote to Eric, the P.T. Barnum of fluorescent minerals. And I thought that was pretty awesome.
That's
Yeah, because
cool.
Because fluorescents have been around for a long time. I
Yep.
remember going to the museum as in school, and they had a room that was all dark, and you walked in, and they had all these different fluorescent rocks. Then you
Yep.
walked out and forgot about them, right?
Yeah.
But now, because it seems such a rare thing that who would have ever thought you could find something like that around
Oh,
here?
but listen, like if my discovery happens 30 years ago, nothing happens with it. There's no social media, there's no LED
Yeah,
technology,
yeah.
none of that. Now you have the power of the world in your hand and it's only $20. I mean,
Right.
this didn't exist 10 years ago. The lights 10 years ago were a giant shoebox bigger than this, great big giant box that you had to take down on the beach, and you had to have a backpack with a car battery in it, a big cable that came out for these lights because they use big giant tubes. That's what the miners used. Were basically a car battery and a light that had a cable going to it. So the technology is just now catching up. I asked one of the geologists that went with me up to the Coldwell complex, I asked him, I said, how much of the percentage of the landmass of the Earth do you think has been searched with one of these new long wave UV flashlights? And he's like, Eric, I'm going to say less than 1%. There is so much out there to find still. For anyone that thinks that we've found everything, you are dead wrong. There's new stuff to find all the time.
Well, that's true because, I mean, when you think your flashlight pretty much did for mineralogy what LiDAR did for archaeology.
Oh yeah, same thing. Yep.
You brought LiDAR comes into the picture, and all of a sudden that one pyramid that everybody's been looking at, and they look at it again and realize, whoa, that's just the center of this massive complex of other pyramids that we didn't even know were there.
Imagine you could buy a LiDAR drone for $100 that's this size that flies around and you could go look at what you want to look with LiDAR. Wouldn't that be amazing?
Right.
Yeah. Wow, that would be kind of cool. Put that on a drone.
Eventually.
I just read the question there. I've been growing this since 2017, and I trim it all the time. It never gets any longer. It never gets any shorter. It's been this length for about 4 years.
Oh, I thought you're talking about your nose hair.
Yeah, that too.
Your beard. Gotcha. But okay, on that idea I just put out there, not about your nose hair, but about being able to use your light on a drone.
Yep.
What would be the limitations to that at this point right now? Just the distance? You have to be closer or what?
Yeah, you got to be pretty close. And we've thought about mounting it on a drone before, but batteries are really heavy. These flashlights are not light. I mean, this thing's 1.5 pounds. So so it had to be a drone that could do a payload. And then okay, you fly your drone over there, you can see it, but you can't pick it up. You'd have to walk over there and pick it up, but you've given me a really cool idea for when we do go back to the Coldwell complex, maybe getting a really substantial drone that could maybe take like my new Aurora light on it and put it on there and fly next to the big rock wall face. That would be a pretty cool video.
Oh yeah, that would be, wouldn't it?
Yeah.
Especially you light up a big area at one time.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, I'm going to bring so many flashlights and big display lights and a power bank, and we're going to light this because there's a giant wall. There's a road cut on Highway 17 over there where they dynamited a road through, and they put it's a freeway. They're going 70 miles an hour past you, and there's a little guardrail that far from the wall. But I go and talk to the local police. I tell them what we're doing. We wear the vests and the helmets and everything, and they let us go out there at night and do photography or whatever. And we just got to do it in between vehicles going past. But you get to 2 o'clock in the morning, not too many cars go by up there. It's really desolate. And Yeah, that would
That'd be
make
cool.
for some really cool shots, I think.
So and then now that clicks in my head when you said a road cut. I wonder how many road cuts through America have different minerals at fluoresce.
Oh yeah. That's why I tell
Okay, you
everybody,
guys.
get a light, go and look. You never know until you get off your
Right.
butt and go look.
That's right. Wow, cool. Another treasure to hunt for.
Heck
Nice.
yeah.
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 Road cuts, you know where to cut, especially like when we're going to the swank or going down that way.
Yeah.
Yep. Anywhere they
Cut through
dynamited rock, man.
Right?
That's a great place to go look.
There's Jason from AU Colorado says he's gonna share your club page.
Yeah.
Or he's gonna share it to his page, to his
Oh,
club
awesome.
page.
Yeah, right on. Yeah, I'm down for any sharing or anything. And like I always tell everyone, I am down to be on anyone's YouTube channel, collaborate on a video, do anything, you know. I don't care if someone's got 4 subscribers or 4 million subscribers. I've done stuff with one of the biggest YouTube channels there is, with Dude Perfect. The video I did with them the last time I looked had 14 million views. You know, so I don't turn anybody down. I will collaborate with anyone on a YouTube channel. I love going on and spreading the word of all this stuff. And
Right.
Well, I know we appreciate you joining us on this small channel, Eric.
oh yeah. Like I say, I don't care how big a person's channel is. Everybody's the same to me.
And that's the way it should be.
Right.
Yep.
You mentioned something about cleaning up when you go out.
Yeah. So my big thing is this. It doesn't matter how many flashlights I sell. It doesn't matter how many rocks I sell or discover. That doesn't make one bit of difference. What makes a difference is getting people out in nature, having fun, off the cell phone, off the Xbox, off the computer, off the couch for an evening.
Right.
And if I can get each one of those people that go Yooperlite hunting to pick up one piece of garbage off the beach, then I'm making the world a better place. Because my dad was a hippie. And when we would go out to Lake Superior and I would walk past a beer can, you get your butt back there and pick that up.
Pick it up.
Take it off the
Pick it
beach.
up.
My dad was a smoker. He never once ever put a cigarette butt on the beach, ever. And that's one of my biggest pet peeves, is picking up cigarette butts. So anybody that watches any of my stuff, they'll see me with this backpack on, and it's got a big giant tube right here, okay, with an opening right here, and it goes down into my backpack. Every time I would find a stone, I would take it and throw it down this tube and go in my backpack. So I wouldn't have to bend, you know, I wouldn't
That's
have
a
to take my
good
backpack
idea.
off.
I was wondering
1,000
why
times.
you had that corrugated pipe on your backpack.
Yeah, that's what it's there for. But now I don't pick up rocks anymore. Now I pick up garbage. So all I do is shove stuff in there. So every night when I'm doing tours, I tell anybody, you find a piece of garbage, bring it to me. I don't care what it is. I'll throw it in there. The only things I will not pick up are articles of clothing like underwear or socks, because they used it to wipe themselves after they went to the bathroom on the beach.
Right.
Other than that, I'll pretty much pick up most everything else.
How long does it take?
Yeah, definitely, Jim. Get them down to Indiana and Ohio. Rick Stash Mining. Maybe I can get you on my live shows too in the future.
I am going to be in Indiana. If you give me 1 second, I will tell you when I'm going to be in Indiana.
Sure.
Is it Indiana, Illinois? Let me see when it is. Oh, I have to look at. So I am talking at the Lizardo Museum of Lapidary in Indiana, and that's going to be on Saturday, June 10th. So they will give me.
Rick does a Facebook show also.
Yeah. on
He does a show on Facebook. I don't know what days, but I'm sure you guys can connect and figure something out.
He's
Oh, yeah.
easy to
Just tell him to
find
get a hold
on
of me.
Facebook.
Your guys' audio is cutting out for a minute, so
Oh, sorry.
but yeah, just tell if somebody wants to get a hold of me, can just do it. Erik@Yooperlites.com goes right to me, and it's Erik with a K, Erik. And that's
Yeah,
my
Robert,
direct
we
email.
just Robert DePotti, yeah, we just went up to Pierre, Michigan today.
Yeah.
Pierre. Let's see.
Jason, I am planning on being at the Denver show. We're trying to work out with one of my friends where I'm going to be displaying.
Ah, cool.
Yeah, I'm going to try to do the New Jersey show, the Denver show. Like I say, I'm doing Toledo on Wednesday, the Toledo Rock and Gem show, or Rock and Gem Club. I'm talking at the club.
Right.
And then the next day I set up in Jackson for the Jackson show. So Jackson is Friday, Saturday, and Sunday next weekend.
Really cool.
Busy schedule.
Oh, you should see my phone. my schedule from now until June 10th is I basically don't have a day off.
So how surprised were you to become so popular so quick?
It's crazy. I always wanted to be a rock star. I did. And I tried for a lot of years. I was in tons of different bands. I did, everything from playing original music to being in a top 500 band. And I did the circuit, and I was a roadie for big bands. I've played with all sorts of celebrities, and I never made it in music. And I tell people I went from rock star to rock star,
Yep.
No, right. Rock star, Yep. But if you would have told me 6 years ago, Erik, you're going to be famous for glowing rocks, and you're going to go out on the beach at night and take people on tour looking for glowing rocks, and you're going to be on the History Channel for a UFO sighting and this and that, I'd have been like, you are smoking crack. I never would have believed you. I'm living a dream. I have to wake up every day and pinch my arm. Is this real? Because I was working in a dead-end job at the casino, running the poker room. I told everyone I was going to retire from that job. I had it dead set in my mind that was it. I sold agates on the weekends. I did a couple of agate shows a year, and I sold some online a little bit. Just to help make ends meet, because no matter what job you have up here, it doesn't make enough money for you to pay the bills. It just doesn't. You have to have a side hustle. And in my case, my side hustle ended up becoming my living. And
that happens,
way better.
Of that, Robert DePotti said, are you the guy that sold rocks on the corner before Newberry?
No. That's a different guy. That's the McMillan guy. Yeah.
Wrong guy, Robert.
Yeah.
So our chat room, I don't know if you noticed, our chat room is saying they want you back again.
Oh, sure. Yeah. Anytime.
Yeah. Heck yeah.
Heck yeah.
Anytime your schedule allows.
Like I say, between Facebook and Instagram and TikTok and YouTube and, just all my friends and everything, I go on all these adventures, and everybody wants to go along, and they want to know what I'm doing next. They want to know what TV show's coming next, and what this is coming next, and what light is coming on, and what am I working on now? Because I'm a mad scientist. I think of something in my brain, and then I go to my engineer and I say, make this happen. And they're like, it's impossible. It can't be done. And I'm like, oh, it can be done. We're going to make it happen. I'm just going to go find somebody that will make it happen, and then I make it happen. I don't like letting people tell me no.
Right. Ohio Relic Hunter says, Erik, you rock.
Oh, yeah. Thanks, man.
Now,
you leave with us for tonight? Later.
Now, this former rock star, do they party like other rock stars?
No, I have not touched a drop of alcohol or any drug. No. I got promoted in my job in 2016. That was the last time I touched a drop of alcohol, and I was never a big drinker anyway. I don't drink.
Yeah, I hear you. I'm not a big drinker myself. What town is your little store in again,
My
Eric?
store is in Brimley, Michigan. So if you go to Google, okay, go to Google Maps. Everybody's got maps on their phone, right? Or Apple Maps, either one. Just type Yooperlites into Maps. It'll bring you right to my store. And it says Yooperlites.com headquarters. And it brings you right
my map.
No. It won't be in that one.
Oh, I bet it will be. You just gotta know how to look for it.
But yeah, Brimley, Michigan, you can't miss it. This little town is so small. I'm right across the street from the train car museum. I'm working on trying to get a bigger shop because my shop is very, very small. It's only about 12 by 20 feet, and it's got a lot of charm because it's really small, but I can only fit maybe 5 to 10 people in it. And then everybody else has got to sit outside and wait. And the thing about me is I like to talk a lot, and the average time a person spends in my shop is about 45 minutes to an hour with me. So sometimes people got to sit out there for a long time. And I end up getting 40, 50 cars out in front of my house, everybody waiting to get in.
Well, I won't be stopping at your shop because we'll be there for 2 hours.
Ah, there you go.
Yeah, I hear that, Jesse.
But one thing you'll find out
we'll
about
be
me.
pitching a tent.
Yeah. One thing you'll find out about me at my shows, at my shop, at my tent at a rock show, at a gem club, whatever, I take the time to talk to everyone. And I don't stop talking to you to talk to somebody else.
That's
I
true.
give you the time of day until we're done, and then I go to the next person.
That's very true. I know
if I got to stick
firsthand.
around after a show for 45 minutes to get my picture taken with people, I do it. You know, I always thought that's so rude because I learned how not to be a rock star from real rock stars, and some of them did it really, really poorly. Yeah.
Yeah. That's why I said earlier, you know, if you're into YouTube and you're putting yourself out there, expect people to come up to you.
Yep.
Know everything about you, and they're your best friend, and you've never met them.
Oh yeah. That's a common occurrence.
That's if you're not going to be able to handle that, don't do this.
Oh yeah. No, what I was saying earlier is I can't remember when someone has went on a tour with me, has been to my shop, I've talked to 10 times, and I don't remember them. That's my problem. I meet.
Well, no, when you're in a situation like what you're doing, you meet, you know, hundreds of people daily.
Yeah.
You know, they only meet one person, and that's you, so they remember you.
Yeah.
So we've already ran over time, Ed.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, sure have. Eric, I greatly appreciate you joining us tonight, and
Yeah.
maybe sometime in the future when your schedule lightens up, we can get you on again. That'd be awesome.
You let me know. I don't care if I'm in a hotel room or in a tent up in Canada. You let me know. I'll get on.
Sounds great. All of you, thank you very much for joining us tonight. Next week, we have Rick Stash Mining joining us. He's from my home valley, Skagit Valley, Washington. I'm sure we'll have a lot to talk about. Gold. I told him for all you gold porn people to bring the treasure porn, bring the gold porn. So,
Rick's got some pretty gold too.
Oh yeah. So make sure to come back and joining us. If this is your first time here, welcome to the Flash Fam. All you other Flash Fam members, thank you so much. Love you all and love our lurkers. Thank you over at Spotify, iHeart, Anchor, and all the other podcast sites I'm on. Other than that, I hope you all have a good night, and may you always have a flash in your pen.
You know what he's
Yeah,
gonna
right
say
on.
next.
That's right, because it does happen. Maybe one day too, we'll meet you on the river. Good night, everybody. God bless. Love you all.
Night, everyone. Night, Miss Laurel.
Good
Glad
seeing
made
you,
it
Miss
back to
Laurel. Say hi
us. Safe and
to
sound.
the young one for us. Nate.
Terry Curry, good night.
David, Campsite,
4, 3,
Jim,
2,
thank you,
1.
Moto, Rick, next week, my man.
And a special night to our favorite moderator, Mr. Lodak, world's greatest moderator on
The
Hater
super
Zone.
mod, the one and only super
Super.
mod on Flash in Your Pan.
YouTube should give out a button for mod. Super mod button.
Super mod.
Super mod.